I'm trying to get on this live a little bit sooner, just because I know my East Coast folks are going to be going to bed soon. So I'm actually starting out by cooking. I'm making a breakfast quiche. We're starting with that. So while I'm talking here, I'm using egg whites, and this is a very, very, very simple recipe. Turkey crumbles and medium cheddar. I'm also planning to mix in some eggs, but I kind of wanted to measure out some egg whites first. But while I'm doing this, 3 tablespoons equals 1 egg. So I'm wanting to kind of figure out how many egg whites I want to use first, before I throw in the eggs. But if you're new to this channel, my name is Diona Reese Williams, and besides cooking with me on Sunday, this is 3 eggs. I do motivational videos. I uploaded a video today. I do goal-oriented motivation, intentional type of videos. So I've already uploaded a video today. I upload on Sundays and Wednesdays. I typically go live daily, whether it's just simply checking in with y'all, or it could be I am also trying out this new trying a new method out here. I am basically going live to help everyone set their intentions, to see where they are with their intentions and goals every day. But they're just, sometimes my week just gets so busy that I seem to only be able to get Monday done. And last week was one of those weeks where it was just impossible for me to be able to hop back on and check in with you guys and talk about goals and see where you're at. Life happens, but it doesn't mean that I haven't been productive. Today has already been a very productive day, so let me tell you all about it as I go grab some additional eggs. I'm not going to need the spoon anymore. Grabbing my stash here. I say it's my stash. Hello, how's it going? Hi, Sean. All right, we are grabbing some tools here. If you hear the famous pets in the background, they are not allowed inside right now. For one, there's no orthopedic pillow for them to lay on. That's another story for another day. But they would just walk in and not know what to do because there's no place to lay. So they have pillows outside that they can lay on, and they're just chilling on a back patio at this point. But they've been out there for a while, and they're just kind of like, are you going to let us in? They do have water, but we are, anyways, we have 2 older dogs, one of which has really bad arthritis and has a lot of accidents on and off throughout the day. And so we wash their bedding sometimes twice a week. And so we're finding that their actual orthopedic pillow needs time to dry. And so we're like, you know what? Time to invest into another pillow. So while the other one is drying, we have one that we could use inside of the house as well. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Cook With Me Sunday. I'm Diona Reese Williams. I promise I do other things besides cooking, but I swear my lives are me in this kitchen cooking something. But I am meal prepping an egg quiche for the week. I know it's kind of risky because eggs are so dang on expensive right now, but I need the protein because when I'm not, right now, I have been doing CrossFit for a while, but I decided to do this Olympic lifting challenge. I shouldn't say challenge, competition. And so today I actually participated in the first part of the competition. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to need a lot of protein in my life because otherwise I'm going to be starving half of the time. But when I'm not in the kitchen, I do a lot of motivational, intentional videos talking about ways in which you can stay intentional about things that you want to do and setting goals. Some other content that people have found me under is that I'm also a doctoral student and a full-time faculty at a community college teaching early childhood education courses. I do have a special education background, but I've been working in early childhood education for over 25 plus years, technically like over 30 years, but who's counting? Um, so I just poured in some egg whites. I put 4 eggs in here, and just to add like a little extra umph. I mean, I remember my mom always put milk in the eggs, so I'm just gonna add a little lactate. Actually, I want to measure this. I probably should have used the Fairlife because I think lactate tastes a little sweet, but I digress. We're just gonna use like 1/4 of a cup, which is fine. It's just another way of stretching your eggs. That's what it boils down to. So I'm just stretching them out. And I already have my container, which I need to spray that, but it's double-sided. I used it last week. Ended up having like a lot of eggs, but I think this time, instead of cutting it into like, I made 6 pieces on one side and 6 pieces on the other. I need to just cut it into 4s because I was fairly hungry. I ended up going to CrossFit, I think it was 6 days. Technically, yeah, I only rested on as of yesterday. But today was only just lifting. But I'll be sharing some video footage of me doing the lifting. I think either in a vlog or I'm not quite sure. I think it might be a combination. So I'm just gonna spray the pan. And I'm very thankful because I'm pretty sure one of my best friends gave us this pan when she was moving. And let me tell you, it's coming in handy. So what I like to do is, I've done this one of many ways where I just sprinkle some of the sausage crumbles on the bottom of the pan. I probably should measure this, but I always eyeball it. And yeah. And then I just pour the eggs on top. Like it's pretty simple. And usually 1 bag of these is enough for me for 2 weeks. And back in the day, I used to make basically a whole dish for myself and my better half. Oh, we're gonna need some more egg whites. Okay, so let me throw some more egg whites in to the other side of the pan, just to kind of fill that a little bit more. I don't know how this is going to equate on MyFitnessPal, but we will find out. So we're just gonna pour until I feel like it's on equal as the other side. It's a little bit thicker than I planned, but this will have to work. And then I just sprinkle some cheese on top, and then I'm gonna put this in the oven for about, I've started at 30 minutes. And I don't have like a set amount of cheese that I use. I just sprinkle. I know that's awful, especially for those that want to track, but I try so hard, but there's only so far I can go. And the reason why I'm making this now is because I've got meetings first thing in the morning, and so I need everything prepped and ready to go so I can just basically eat after I get myself ready for the day. I don't have to worry about like taking a moment to basically cook anything. And so this is actually cut down on my morning routine. And once upon a time, before we moved, I used to meal prep all the time. So this is nothing new for me as far as meal prepping. It's just after moving, now we're settling into routines. And so I have more time to just kind of like get my life in order. All right. So we just put that in the oven like so. And I used to actually make this particular recipe with like crunchy tater tots on the bottom, but I'm not doing that because I'm using a whole wheat toast that I make. And it's Dave's Killer Bread. That's what I use. And so I just eat 2 pieces of toast with my egg bites, and then I'm good to go. So, and that'll make enough for like 12, but I'm actually gonna break it apart into just, no. Last time I broke it apart, I'm only gonna break them into parts of 8. So I'll end up having like 1 extra one, which is fine, but I just cannot, I was like 12 was kind of pushing it, considering I was the only one eating it by myself. But, so I'm just putting everything away. And tonight's dinner is actually not very complex at all. It's actually not HelloFresh for those that watch every week and they're like, is she making another HelloFresh? No, I'm actually not making another HelloFresh. I am just going to be making some spaghetti and salad, but really it's, I say it's spaghetti, but I'm not using spaghetti noodles. So, but it should be quite tasty still. So I'm just getting everything prepped, and so I like to make the Banza Rotini chickpea noodles. These are high protein. For 3.5 ounces, it is 20 grams of protein, which is quite a bit. And so I like to use this pasta because the thing about pasta, although it's good, it's just kind of like a filler. That's the only problem that I find with pasta, is that it doesn't really fill you up. It doesn't really do anything. It just, I don't know, it's just process. I take that back. If you're making like homemade pasta from scratch, that's a different conversation. But if you're not, it's just like a filler. So, which is great if you're training for like half marathons and you need that kind of a filler. But if you're just an everyday person, such as myself, you're going to need more than, you're just going to be hungry again, is what I'm trying to say, because it's not very filling. So I'm just getting the pots together so I can make the pasta. But first I'm going to do the meat and then start boiling the water for the pasta. And then meanwhile, once everything is like boiled and cooked and all of that, then I will make the salad really quick, because my better half is at PetSmart right now. And so when he gets back, we're pretty much going to be eating dinner right afterwards. The other thing I would say too, the other thing I was going to share with you guys, because after I came back from going to the gym, which was like a mid-morning type of activity. It's actually supposed to be first thing in the morning, but they ended up doing like a 1-mile ruck, which I missed out on that entertainment apparently, which I'm not mad about. I think next time I will do it, only because honestly, when I travel, if you guys saw my travel backpack, like I need to be able to carry like 25, 30 pounds on my back, which I do that easily while lugging a suitcase, which my suitcase is definitely 40 pounds. So I don't have issues toting the stuff, but it doesn't hurt to be able to train for it, you know? So that's where I'm at. I'm like, the practicality of like actually training for the thing that you're doing, I think is pretty smart. So, okay, I'm gonna need to get a stool. I'm putting a little olive oil in here for the ground turkey meat. The eye is already on. And hello to everyone that's like hopping on and like watching and stuff. If you're asking me where am I located, I'm in the US. I grew up everywhere. I'm a military kid turned military spouse. Thank you for your kind words. I'm doing well. I think a lot of my friends here, I'm not really sure where everybody's located, but I tend to have a lot of, I almost said students. I tend to have a lot of folks that are based out of India, the UK, and US, according to the analytics. So, hello. Thank you all for joining. Just grabbing a sauce. I'm going to go with a vodka flavored spaghetti sauce today. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself. And like I said, I do these cook with me's every Sunday. Just putting some water in the pot. So I can get ready to boil down some of the noodles. I think I'm going to switch off to the other side, I think. No, I think y'all are okay. You know what? I could just move this to this eye. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, that's the inner eye. Oh my gosh, the amount of like little detailed things that I see. Kind of annoyed with myself, but anyways. Hey Dee! I'm still like dressed as if I just left CrossFit. Literally came home. You're like, girl, that's a lot of energy. Literally came home, ate brunch at that point, and then what did I do afterwards? Oh, we were deep cleaning our bathroom. Not that it needed to be deep clean, but I like to like do a deep cleaning once a month and then cleaning every single day. Anyways, so, but I recruited Mr. Williams to help. Hey, boss dog, you missed all the tea last week. Dee and I both had tea, and you missed it. I don't have no tea on a Sunday though. But I recruited Mr. Williams to help me clean out our walk-in shower. I am so used to having the pocket shower that I had at the old house. Like, seriously. Love my little pocket shower. So easy to clean. But this is different now. Like, so I recruited him to clean the whole thing, like the walls and all of that stuff. And so he was very kind in doing that, because normally he's like, oh, I'll clean the hallway bathroom. And I'm like, dude, that's the easiest bathroom to clean. You're cleaning dust. But even I wipe everything down practically every day. And if it's not every day, it's every other day, because I am the type of person that I prefer to clean every day than to clean, like have to deep clean everything by the weekend, because I don't like spending hours and hours and hours cleaning. I just feel like I can make better use of my time. Of course, I would say that as someone Who likes to be productive? I want to make better use of my time. So I find if you wipe down your surfaces, clean your bathrooms, and it doesn't have to be like this crazy scrubbing down. You can do that once a week, but you're probably not going to have to intensely scrub everything down if you're wiping it down every single day, if that makes sense. So between putting on makeup, washing face, brushing teeth, all of that, guess what I don't have to do on the weekend? I'm not over here like scrubbing everything out because I've been wiping it all down with cleaner every single day. Um, and I think part of this is a combination of like just things I've learned to do. I also think having pets, um, I don't like my house smelling like pets. And so it's one of those things you just have to, it's a lot of work, but you have to have the habit. You have to create the habit of like cleaning every day. So I typically vacuum this main area every day. That's minimum. I don't care if I have toothpicks in my eyeballs. Like yesterday, we went out. Oh, yeah, you guys probably want to know this. We were celebrating our 19-year wedding anniversary yesterday. Even though it's not until Wednesday, we were celebrating it yesterday. And when we got home, I was still dressed in my dress, and your girl was with the cordless vacuuming. Because I was like, I have to vacuum. If I don't vacuum, I'm going to be kicking myself for whatever reason. Especially since we have a dog with arthritis and struggling with her bladder. I'm like, you just have to stay on top of it. So anyhow, not that I was planning to talk about cleaning, but I'm just saying all of that because that's what keeps my life going and keeps me sane. Is I gotta stay on top of this stuff. And I know some people will say like, you're just cleaning to clean nothing, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I just hate cleaning for hours and hours on end. It just really drives me crazy. So anyhow, we went to an Italian restaurant. There's an Italian spot in town. I dare not say it's questionable on whether she likes the lady that owns the restaurant, if she likes all people that patron her location. So we don't go there anymore. The wait staff is great, but the owner of this particular restaurant just has rubbed us the wrong way. And it sucks because like her husband is super sweet and kind, but we actually like ran into employees that work there and they're like, it's an awful place to work at. And I'm like, well, why am I not surprised? But definitely the employees, they're super sweet, but not going to patron a place that we don't feel welcome. So we found another spot, and basically Charles is like, I really want to go to a place with seafood. And so we did, but it was also Italian. I'm just putting like onion powder and garlic, and I think I'm going to put some of this buttery garlic herb in here. I think. Gotta smell it. It's one of Charles's favorite seasonings. I think this will be okay. Like a little bit. Just to give a little flavor. Alright. Y'all can see that everything is boiling. Hey Asia, what's up? How did this AM go? What are you cooking? Thank you. Making high protein spaghetti. Thank you. Is it Charisse? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I see D, Boss Dog, Asia, Charisse. I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but I'm sorry. But I am making a high protein pasta only because I felt terrible because we went to this restaurant and the food was good, but both of us were kind of like, how do I say this? My husband was like not feeling the greatest afterwards. And so I'm like, I need to make this man a pasta dish. And it needs to be like gluten free and something dairy free. And this is why I end up doing the chickpea pasta. Is a lot of it has to do with the fact that like I can't be eating pasta days and days and days and days in. It just doesn't agree with my stomach. As much as I want it to, it just doesn't. So it's not a fancy dish. I'm just using ground turkey, but and then I'm not making spaghetti sauce from scratch. Do I know how to make spaghetti sauce from scratch? Yes. Whenever I can buy like fruits and vegetables in bulk, like in our town, we have a lot of farmers around, and so they will sell fruits and vegetables like, no lie, it's like a case. I remember we had a case of like, I'm not over exaggerating, it had to have been like 50 Roman tomatoes. Let me tell you something. I know how to can, which is a very good skill. I'm self-taught in canning. So I learned how to make my own marinara sauce, my own salsas, everything. Because when we first moved back to Arizona, our house that we purchased, it actually has a white mulberry tree in the backyard, but it also has peach trees, or a peach tree. And so it was like producing all these peaches. And I'm like, we can't eat this stuff fast enough. So I learned how to can peaches. You know, I know how to can. I know you do. I bet you do. We are practically twins. Remember, we established that. So I learned how to can 10 years ago. And I can pretty much can everything. And every now and then, even if I don't get the vegetables in bulk, I will, like if I can't buy them in bulk, but I just feel like making something from scratch, I'll do it. And in today's time, yes, I like the conveniences of everything, but the skill of canning, it's very valuable. Very, very valuable. So, and I got like the big canning pot and all of that. It's great. And that's when Charles calls me a pioneer woman. I don't know if y'all know how to churn your own butter. I can do that too. I keep telling you, we're the same person. Me too. I have chili and chicken and jams on the shelf. See? Oh my gosh. I know. I made a mulberry jelly or jam, but I was like kind of iffy about it. I was like, I don't know if this is good or not. Like, I just wasn't feeling confident in my skill. Because it was my first time, like, making something like that. But spaghetti sauces and all of that, marinara sauces, I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. I have no problem doing that. And I feel like I could probably can some potatoes too if I really wanted to. Because I don't know if people know you can buy potatoes in a can. I only learned about that from, there's this, I think it's Manhattan clam chowder that I haven't made it in a while, but it calls for canned potatoes. I made a big canning pot with double rack. See? Apple butter in the crock pot, and then, yep. I've only, canned typically the peaches, the tomatoes, and then the other one was the white mulberries. That's all I've ever canned. And I've wanted to do other things, but I try to can the stuff that is growing versus I go to the store to like make it. You know what I mean? So now I'm just pouring the spaghetti sauce. And I think I'm going to throw in, I know I'm going to throw in a can of tomatoes into this. But this is one of my favorite brands. Here's the thing. I like to buy like a good brand of something. Raos. Anyways. Just because my thing is if Charles and I go out to eat, the food better be like really, really good. Like it better not be subpar good. Because I really try not to make things subpar, if that makes sense. So it's funny because my Nana, she actually uses this brand, and she talks about it because she was born and raised in New York City. And she was telling my mom about this brand, but I know my mom is not going to buy it because it's a more expensive sauce, but it tastes so good. My thing is, I don't want quick and ready meals that taste like quick and ready meals, if that makes sense. Are you going to sprinkle some sugar in there? Just a little. No, I don't add any sugar. No, no sugar for me. I know people will add some sugar, just like a little bit, but I typically don't add any sugar. But that was a good question. Oh Lord, boss dog, you got a lot going on. Um, what else did I want to share with you guys? Hold on. Okay. And then I do like to throw in some Italian style diced tomatoes, just because it'll add to the recipe. Doesn't hurt anything. I know. It's if you let Charles make spaghetti, let me tell you something. This man will add a hint of sugar and some slap your mama, and that's when I had to cut him off. I said no, 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 no. I don't want things tasting spicy. I cannot remember when he did that, but I was like, no. And he used to make really good spaghetti, but the problem is that I'll be like, oh my gosh, it was so good. And then he'll be adding like weird ingredients to things, and I'm like, it doesn't taste right. But he knows this. Like, this is no like shade throwing towards him. It's just, I'm like, no, please don't add anything. But he really enjoyed this spaghetti or this particular dish the last time. I am going to throw some parsley and Italian seasoning in here. I like having the fresh ingredient. We normally this time of the year I would already be growing like herbs in the front yard, but we don't have any planters at this house yet. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna have planters here or not. I'm still on the fence about how I wanna, what do I wanna do? I honestly wanna make the yard very zero scape because we live in the desert and just conservation of water. And being that we will do the bulk of the gardening at our old place because it's already set up for that, I don't think I'm going to need to do a whole lot of gardening here because then it's two gardens that we have to manage at this point. And that, if you have never gardened before, you'll know that's very time consuming. And as Charles will tell you, it'll be his garden that he's managing. And he'll say, your projects turn into my projects. And I always end up having to do all the work, which is, he's not really lying. It's just, yeah, that's just the truth. Okay. I'm being fair here. So anyways, I need to basically pour off, I need to get a little bit of the pasta liquid to set aside. All right, so we have a little bit of pasta liquid, about a cup. I set aside. Whoops. I'm gonna move this back out of the way. But as far as yesterday's date, hi Eric, long time no see. Thanks for joining. And then I'll put that like so, and then put it on a cool part of the oven. But yesterday was fun. Like I said, we went to Wine or No Wine. Listen, right now, y'all wouldn't believe me, but I have had no wine since Christmas. Very intentional. So, and my husband's not really a wine drinker. He likes vodka and cognac. We do like our beverages around here. But I'm not drinking anything at the moment. I like reds. I like a Bordeaux. I like Cabs. I like Merlot. Merlot's like one of my favorites. But no wine. I don't know, but I was thinking Wednesday, since it's our actual anniversary, I might have some wine on Wednesday, but I'm not quite sure. I'm still thinking about it. A good Riesling. Oh my gosh, that's a lot going on. Oh my gosh. Okay, big dog, or boss dog, we'll be praying for your mom. That's for sure. For sure, for sure. Wow. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to be eating the rest of his, he had like stuffed mushrooms, like a stuffed mushroom dish last night. So I'll be having some of that with a little bit of pasta and the meat itself. So that's my plan. But those are good questions. But if he does have wine, he prefers a white, preferably a dessert wine. Don't worry, you won't be on camera. I'm already facing the other way. He's a mystery man. Actually, you guys will see on Wednesday, I'm going to do a post because that'll be our actual 19 years. But yesterday was fun. I don't know, like at 19 years and where we are in our lives, like we thought we were going to go to a festival, but it was much warmer and we were dressed nicely and we got a lot of compliments from people, believe it or not. We weren't intentionally trying to match. We just happened to be matching. So you guys will see photos of that on Wednesday. Some photos, I think. Um, but we ended up going to, let's see, a furniture store. Oh, we went to, thank you, Aisha. I'm telling you, people were like, when we went to the furniture store, the salesperson was like complimenting us and was like, you don't see people dressing like nicely all the time. And I was like, that's very nice. Uh-oh, look at this one. She can't hear you. They're all being kicked out. Thank you. 19 years married and 20 years together in June. I will tell anyone it was the best decision my 21-year-old self ever made. And actually, we realized like this year is the actual day, like we got married on a Wednesday 19 years ago, if my memory's serving me right. Oh, she is really bold. But we went to, what is it, Crate and Barrel, West Elm, Pottery Barn, Williams Sonoma. These were like obviously on the fancy side of town. I don't ever see these parts of this part of Tucson, rarely, because we don't normally drive that far north. But since we were already over there, it's like, oh, let me just go check it out. So we're just browsing. I went to Lush and also went to Francesca's, which I can never get enough of any of their jewelry. So I bought some earrings just because I have so many. I have 4 on this side and 3 on this side. So I got some earrings, and then we're trying to, so when we moved, we just moved all of our furniture that we have, because I'm like, I don't know, I just feel like you got to live in the house to figure out what you want to change in the house. And so I pretty much know that the couches, well, we pretty much knew our couches are too big for the space. We went from having a fairly large living space to a much smaller space, which is fine. We just need smaller couches. Well, we would like to have smaller couches, but we're in no hurry to purchase those couches. We did that, and then once we got home, we were like, oh, we'll watch a movie, but we weren't really watching the movie. He was tired. I was sitting here uploading, scrolling, and everything else. Because I've noticed this past week, I wasn't really watching a whole lot of TV to begin with. I've just been busy. No one's going to see you. Trust me. I won't let them see you. I got your back and not way back. So for the person that was asking, like, is there wine involved? There's no wine, but he's going to make his own cocktail of some sort. They won't see you. I'm in the full frame. Something with cognac, I'm confident. But then today, when I went to CrossFit, it's an Olympic, it's called Girls Gone, it's not Girls Gone Wild, but I think it's RX. But anyways, I did it was a snatch. What did I do?
Snatch and grab.
A snatch and what?
Snatch and grab.
A snatch and grab, but that's a whole lot to say. I just have to show the video for y'all to see what I was doing. I don't know if you've seen the movie Hancock, but when he was sitting at the table eating the spaghetti, the meatballs with cognac. Oh yeah. What are you trying? That's the cognac, right? Oh wow. It was that serious.
That is nice.
Okay, so what is that one?
ABK6, orange liquor.
Okay, let me show the people. Thank you. Okay, so he is doing an ABK6 orange liqueur. And this is a cognac, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Got this at Total Wines. Here you go, sir. I forgot that I was going to do an unboxing with you guys because I ordered something from Just Movement. So let me get that really quick. Well, first, let me check on this quiche.
Oh, yeah. That is nice.
Hold on. Don't walk directly behind because then you'll be on camera. What? If you walk like this way, it's just facing right here. Okay. I gotta take the quiche out, guys, and then I'm gonna get my scissors and stuff so I can, Okay, I think I'm back. I don't know if I'm still frozen or not. If I'm frozen, can y'all tell me if I'm frozen? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, I'm gonna start this over. I'm starting over. Man, I had some good